What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. One of the questions that we get all the time is, should I be using multiple marketplaces to sell my shoes? In today's video, we're gonna break down some of the pros and cons so you can make a proper decision whether you should use just one marketplace or multiple. Let's dive in. All right, so the first thing to understand before we dive in is you absolutely do not need to use multiple marketplaces. The reality is every single day, people are building absolutely monstrously profitable businesses on each and every single marketplace. So if you want to just use one, that's completely okay. Number two, you should not use multiple marketplaces if you are a disorganized person. Once you start getting into using multiple marketplaces, it gets very confusing unless you are organized. But as we're about to dive in and show you, if you decide to use multiple marketplaces, there's just way more eyeballs on all of your inventory. All right, so a few things to keep in mind if you do decide to use multiple marketplaces. Number one, there is a different value for each and every single pair on each and every single marketplace. Just because it's selling for X amount on one marketplace does not mean it sells for the same amount. So it's super important that when you're using multiple marketplaces that you're looking up the value of that shoe on each of the marketplaces. Number two, there are different fees for every single marketplace. So again, that's something that you need to be taking into consideration when you're sourcing, looking at comps, and then when you're pricing. And number three, and one of the most important things when using multiple marketplaces, is your delisting strategy. When something sells over here, you want to make sure it's taken off the other marketplaces as quickly as possible. We are very disciplined in our business. We run our entire business from our phones. We don't even own a computer. So when something sells, we just open up our phone and take it down off the other marketplaces. Those three things are super important when you are making your decision. All right, guys, so let's talk a little bit about strategy, and we're gonna get very specific to what has been working well for us. We've sold over 20,000 pairs of shoes, and we've used multiple marketplaces to do so. We pay all of our bills and then some reselling new and used shoes on multiple marketplaces. Some of the strategy that works well for us is while we are sourcing, we are making sure we're only bringing in pairs that are selling well on all the marketplaces that we're using. That way, all the stuff on the back end becomes a lot easier. We were talking about earlier how you have to be organized if you're going to use multiple marketplaces. And the easiest way to be organized is only bring in pairs that you can list on all the marketplaces. It makes it super simple rather than bringing in a pair that maybe only is selling good on this one, but not good on this one. So I'm only going to list it on this marketplace over here. I'm not going to list it. And then you got to keep track on the back end which one it is. All the inventory that comes in for us is selling well on all the marketplaces that we are using. And that is a big help when it comes down to keeping track of everything. And then another thing that we want to talk about is not being afraid of literally just dropping a marketplace. Again, at the beginning, we talked about how each and every single day it's being proven that people are building very profitable businesses on each and every single marketplace, but that may not work best for you, meaning some marketplaces you're gonna love, you're gonna enjoy, you're gonna interact with, you can't wait to open up the marketplace and look. And the reality is other marketplaces, you don't like them, and that's okay. So it's super important to understand that you can drop a marketplace. An example in our world is in the beginning when we went from selling everything locally, meeting up with people in our local community, to selling stuff online, we were using eBay. We don't use eBay anymore. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you you cannot build a profitable shoe reselling business on eBay, because people do it. There's thousands of people that are making millions of dollars reselling shoes on eBay. But as we started looking at all the different marketplaces and trying the different marketplaces, we realized how we function as resellers, it just wasn't working for us. So we poured ourselves into the marketplaces that we actually enjoyed using. Again, I'm not saying eBay is bad. I'm not saying each and every marketplace is bad, but you got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I enjoying the process? Am I using the marketplace for the pros and cons that it has? And then decide which marketplaces work best for you. And it's super important to save as much mental real estate as you can, especially when you're using multiple marketplaces, to use the ones that you enjoy. At the end of the day, guys, all this information boils down to figure out what works best for you. You can only use one marketplace if you'd like. There's pros and cons to that. If you want to use multiple marketplaces, we hope this video helps you decide whether you want to, and then if you do decide to, how to develop some strategy around that. If you guys have any questions at all, you can jump into the comments below. You can always reach out to us on Instagram at Rnzy now. And no matter where you are on your adventure, we hope you're enjoying each and every single step. We'll see you on the next video.